we've got Snow White coming out.
Oh, Christ.
And Rachel Zegler, the star of it, shared her thoughts on what this movie is going to be. And it's funny because this interview that she did with Gal Gadot actually came out several months ago, but it's just suddenly rose to prominence recently, and everyone's cottoned onto it. And well, I'll let you listen yourselves, and you can form your own opinions. Now, she's talking about the fact that the original Snow White movie, which is considered as not a modern classic, sorry, an all-time animated classic. And one of the most influential animated movies of all time. But yeah, we're going to do it better in the modern age. So let's hear what she has to say about it.
The movie that made Disney.
Yeah, literally the animated film, their first one. But let's see what she got to say.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
Snow White is running for president.
I'm launching my campaign.
God, that guy drives me nuts. Okay, so
that
people
voice,
know this
man.
is a 19th century fairy tale. Like Disney didn't come up with it, right?
It's the best way I can describe this, right? It's so creepy how they just all use the same terminology, the same words and stuff. Like it's like being strong, being a leader. People can see themselves represented on screen. It's like a bunch of androids that have all had the same firmware update at the same time, and it's like
and they're stuck on it.
Upload sjw.exe, run, and like that's what you get.
And this is why the strike is a good thing. Content creators, because I love those clips, but they're not going to be ruining movies for the next few months. It's freaking stupid. For one, unibrow there, girl, is supposed to be better looking than Gal Gadot. And Gal, just don't talk, sweetheart. Just don't say, men, it doesn't get saved by the man in this one. Yeah, because that works so well for Little Mermaid. But hey, guys, Barbie's changed everything. Snow White's going to do great now.
I will say
I'm just going to bring this up, but I'll pause it. Like, I don't want to play the video again. I just want to compare the two. Hold on.
Gal with coming in with that line, by the way, it felt like a moment of her being like, that was it, right? I was supposed to say that? That's how that works?
Yeah. With the marketing.
I love properly.
It's the way Gal's looking at her as well. Like, you're a short, dumpy, like, simpleton. It's like, I'm not sweating you. Like, you are not the fairest in the land, I'm afraid.
No.
But man, yeah. So essentially, what you've got right with this movie is, as I understand it, you've got Snow White, who is no longer Snow White. You've got 7 dwarves who are no longer dwarves; they are magical forest creatures. And you've got the story of the search for true love, which is no longer about the search for true love. So maybe you guys can educate me. How exactly is this Snow White now? It just doesn't feel like this has got any connection.
Agency. Okay. That's better than love. She can go out and have a career.
Yeah, that is more important.
As a Snow White. I'm surprised they kept white in the title.
Exactly.
What's
Snow Woman?
Funny. He says that in front of Gal Gadot, when it's like, think of the interactions with Wonder Woman and men in Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman with men being the first and second one. She's basically head over heels desperate for Steve, for both of them. You know, like, it's kind of funny to think about. I don't know if she said, like, we're moving on from those shitty movies, right, Gal? She'd be like, oh, well, I don't know. I guess people hated the second one, so.
Yeah, I love the meme where they show, like, Snow White and the evil queen Gal Gadot looking down at her. Like, so the story of Snow White is the queen is jealous of Snow White, the fairest and most beautiful woman in the land. That's what Gal Gadot is looking down at. Like, sure.
Yeah, I don't think she's got any worries there, but... Yeah, man, I just think if you're not going to stick with any, really, of the aspects of the original movie that made it such a classic, what's the point in even doing it?
Because you can use the name to hopefully make some money.
I guess it's purely
people
financial.
recognize it. They want to stand on the shoulders of giants while at the same time stabbing that giant in the eye and saying, I hate you.
It's content to be released, probably coinciding. This was their idea. This thing's going to bomb like like mad.
Oh yeah,
But
For
it's content to be released coinciding with the end of a fiscal quarter or whatever for the stockholders. That's pretty much their entire approach to this. The thing was put in development a couple of years ago, and in 2019, Disney had 7 movies that hit $1 billion, or over 2 years or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was 7 in 2019.
Ordinary number of movies hit $1 billion that were mostly garbage. So they're still going off of that from 2 years. This is why they can't turn on a dime. So they have to release this, and they have to put this shit out. Whether it changes or not, I have no idea. What was the philosophy behind it? Everybody smoking crack? Well, that would be a good explanation. I think
we'd end up with better shit with that.
The problem is something like Barbie now is just going to reinforce for them, like, oh yeah, this is the way we need to go.
Yep.
Well, they might want to rethink the marketing strategy then, because like trailers are not the only thing that's marketing. Like this is marketing. Giving interviews is marketing.
It'd be funny if they're like, what have we learned? Lies.
Yes. I mean, yes. Because with Barbie, whenever someone would even mention that it was like a feminist film, even feminist, which is just like whatever, they would like put out a fire. Like someone would release a statement.
Yeah,
like,
Mattel was like, no, shh, there's no feminism in this one. It's for everyone. Yeah. It worked, obviously, for them, but like, I mean, now that movie's got so much momentum, it's still kicking ass. Because everyone knows what it is now. There's no hiding it.
Well, because like in the theater I was in, I know if you're outside of America, it's not normal for the crowd to actually interact with the movie. But in America, like people clap at the end of movies and cheer and all this stuff. And like when that woman gave that speech that felt like it was 5 minutes long about the impossibility of being a woman, my theater like erupted in claps.
God.
And there was a woman behind me going, "You tell him, girl."
I think I would have cringed right out of my own body at that point.
Half the shit she says is just living life as anyone.
So the chat, it's IMDb, but the chat mentioned something. I'm like, I gotta check that out. Greta Gerwig wrote the script for Snow White.
I've heard this.
I think so. Yeah.
Rip.
Oh, geez.
I heard she's
become like the female Ryan
She's
Johnson.
the new It girl. Oh. Yeah.
I heard she's doing Narnia or something. Somebody said she's doing the new Narnia.
Yeah,
TV show.
she's doing Narnia.
Come on.
She'll make it the Golden Compass.
What's the name of the actress for Snow White that they've cast? Because she was in Shazam 2, right?
Rachel Zegler.
Yeah, like where does she come from? Why are people pushing her into movies or Hollywood?
She was in West Side Story.
Was she good?
She could sing. I don't remember her acting particularly.
I mean, she in,
this is because the same story with Halle Bailey, wasn't it? It's like she's a really good singer, not necessarily an actress. That's why she was in.
They've encountered this problem in a lot of their live action remakes, where they hire singers and then the acting parts suffer miserably.
Yeah,
Maria's not exactly demanding.
It's kind of like hiring a model for acting. Sometimes you can luck out. Sometimes you get Gal Gadot. That's controversial here. We'll find out.
I'm just gonna say as well, like I hope Gal Gadot doesn't have to sing in this movie, because I know I cut down that interview there to like the most relevant section, but there's quite a long bit where she talks, and like, good lord, she has a rough voice.
She was in Black Adam.
She was.
She was. That's true. Yeah. She was I forget the name. It was some kind of like wind person, right?
I think it was supposed to be Isis.
Was that someone else? Either
Cyclone,
way.
No, Cyclone was the girl who was in STD. So I think.
Was she in Shazam too?
She was in Black. Oh no, Shazam 2. Sorry, Shazam.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No, because I mentioned it earlier.
DC movies that came out in the last year, they're all kind of bleeding in together.
They do kind of bleed together.
My bad.